What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. So, before I get started, thank each and every one of you. As you can see, we are back over the 50,000 views in 48 hours mark. And obviously, a lot of this has been rooted in Chantal saying she's going back to Kuwait, speculation about her staying in Canada. Last night, she deleted essentially all the posts and she added a few more that I wanted to cover specifically. I want to thank Bad Seed for capturing these because they didn't stay up longer than maybe a half an hour. So the first post, okay, now I'm done with YouTube for a while. And yes, this is a psychotic episode. I'm frustrated and I'm over putting my life out there for the entertainment of others. It's clearly not healthy. And I'm tired of stupid people. To my supporters, see you later. Let me start by saying there's a big difference between putting your life out there and exploiting people. And when I look at what Chantal has done, so much of it points less towards putting your life out there and being honest with what you're doing, whether it's a health journey, whether it's a religious journey, whether it's not having any journey at all and just vlogging what you do in a day. She clearly came back and said that she had made a health appointment. She clearly came back and said that she had made contact to get Sam. She clearly came back and talked about the expenses of getting an apartment and putting down a deposit. She clearly came back and talked about the repair cost for her car. And she leveraged each one of these specifically to her audience, in my opinion, separately to garner sympathy from different segments of people, whether they love animals, whether they want to see her independent, whether they really felt this was the best opportunity for her to get healthy. And then she continued, not just in videos, but also in posts, to ask for donations. Now, whether or not she returns those donations, I don't know. That's between her and the person that donated. She continued to say, your YouTube career will be over if you go back. And this is the sentiment that so many people have proclaimed and professed to her. You know, she wants to be a YouTuber. Part of being a YouTuber is listening to your audience. If that means you have to change your content, your topic, your way of editing, those are all things that you need to take heed. You know, that's part of this program. You have to create something that people want to watch. And I don't think it's specifically people saying, if you go back to Kuwait, we're not going to watch you. I think it's people saying, we're not going to watch you continue to do the things you've been doing. And that's where we kind of go back and have to draw the line between, are we talking about entertainment? Are we talking about intentionally doing things that harm ourselves to make income? You know, Chantal kind of carries on with, I don't care what you people want to watch. I'm doing something I want to do with my own life. Good riddance. Don't care, never will. Then, and she's used this mindset so many times, you know, eventually I will rebuild with a different audience anyway. You know, this is so insulting to a core group of people that got her where she is. You know, the Beezers that she constantly talks about. The people that within 72 hours prior of this post, she was coming online and asking, phonetically spelling out her PayPal so that you could be sure to donate to the right person. And yet now she's coming on and saying, hey, I don't owe you anything. I don't need to do anything for you. Well, Chantal, I would disagree. If you're taking money from people, be it from memberships, be it from super chats, be it for donations you asked for, you do have an obligation to that person to provide them something. Now, I would make the case that maybe you don't need to follow every single thing to a T, but you need to provide something of value to them and let that person decide if that is enough for them to continue to make a contribution to you. She carries on and says, you know, if you think I'm going to live my life for a bunch of strangers online, I'm not going to. No one's asking you to do that, Chantal. You're the one that's doing that on your own accord. You're the one that's choosing to upload these videos, to create this content, to put yourself out as a Muslim revert, to put yourself out as someone that's going through a health journey, to share your dating experiences, your marriage experience. And then it's so ironic to me that you end this post with, I'm high here to deal with the depression. Now, that's sad. If you have to resort to coping mechanisms when you have so many things that others don't, you have the ability to live your life every single day as you see fit. You essentially would be what most would proclaim to be a free soul. You don't have to wake up and be dependent to someone else. You don't have to wake up and think about going to a job you don't like, working for a boss you don't like, working with coworkers you don't agree with, customers that are rude. You don't have any of those stresses. You literally get to just showcase what you do in a day and people will watch it. So many people want that. So many YouTubers don't have that. And the fact that you disrespect it so easily, the fact that you just seemingly throw it in people's faces, that, hey, I have what a lot of YouTubers aspire to have. I have what a lot of people aspire to get, and I don't care. And I'm going to throw it back in everyone else's face. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why I don't care. And I'm going to tell you in the process that you can be replaced. Chantal, that process has never worked for you. If you haven't realized, let me express to you very clearly. You have not replaced anyone in your life other than BB with Pete's, Pete's with Natter, Natter with Salah, BBJ and Sam with Julie and Harry. And along the way, the coping mechanisms you have are all the same. Food. And if food is not making you happy and that's your sole form of happiness, then it doesn't matter where you go. You are not going to be happy. And people have tried to tell you this since I started watching your channel. And they've tried to tell you in a variety of ways. They've tried to tell you nicely. They've tried to tell you rudely. They've tried to tell you bluntly. They've tried to tell you as a joke. None of them seem to sink in. None of them. And of course, then you go on to Salah. A person in your life that is routinely our business, not our business, but always brought up by you. You reference the fact that he cheated on you and that you've moved on. And that's fine. And I congratulate you. If someone was unfaithful to you and you've elected to forgive them, then you owe it to them to not bring it up anymore. And you owe it to him to not bring it up publicly, meaning on your platform. Because if you're bringing it up, you haven't moved on. If you're mentioning it, then you're disrespecting him by discussing it publicly. And you're showing him that you haven't put it in the past. So when you sit there and say everything else is amazing about him, mind your business, stop judging things you know nothing about, stop telling us things, Chantal. Stop telling us that it still matters to you. And if you're not going to do it for us, if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for Salah. Doesn't he deserve closure as well? Or is it just you that gets to play by your own rules? And I'm not defending him. I'm simply saying, if you've really moved on and it doesn't matter anymore, then respect him enough to stop acknowledging it. Because if you don't do that, you're never going to get closure for yourself, for him, for the relationship, and more importantly, you are never going to have people stop bringing it up, because the people that are there to troll you, the people that are there to get a reaction out of you, are going to see what works, just as they always have. And then, of course, the infamous, I didn't come here for a reason one. Again, Chantal, things that don't matter. Right? If this doesn't matter to you, if you know why you're there, if you know your purpose, then why are you defending it? Why are you rationalizing, hey, I can't come here, it's too expensive? You're saying it's not our business. But you're projecting that it is our business because you're defending it. And then, of course, you're done with YouTube. You don't need people in your life. You're right, Chantal. You might not need people in your life. I 100% agree with you. But what you do need is attention. What you do need is income to sustain wherever you're going to live. And YouTube provides us, you and me, YouTube provides us the capacity to have income outside of our standard means. And you constantly coming here and saying, I'm done, once again, serve to disrespect that. You are given the privilege of a platform. You just learned this lesson. You just had a whole week off your channel because you disrespected the privilege this platform presents. And yet here you are, days later, completely unaware of this, doing the same exact things. You close things out by saying, hey, people are dumb. They contradict themselves. Going back and forth, talking about how you can't be broke if you're traveling, but everyone says you're broke. Salah isn't broke because he's paying for these flights. You can't offer him anything other than love, so why would he be with you? Chantal, the fact that you constantly have to have this discussion out loud. I'm not here to judge the relationship that you and him have. You might think that I am, but I'm not. But to me, one of the things that I find most concerning is you constantly have to say out loud, why does this person need me in their life? What do I present of value to this person? Chantal, if you have to ask yourself why someone is staying in your life, you need to truly understand that they might not be staying in your life for the right reasons. And you are the one that's presenting that. You are the one that's having that discussion, not us. When you say the one issue you had in your relationship was the text messages, that's very hard to believe. It's very hard to believe. Because if you're truly in a caring relationship, then there should be some concern about the finances that you bring up here. $2,800 a month? So you're telling me you're in a loving, caring, supportive relationship, and your partner is watching you having made $20,000 a month within the last 2 years, and now making, by your own acknowledgement, less than $3,000, and he's not sat down with you and said, hey, what's wrong? What can I do to help? How can I support you and get you back to where you were? Because you're making a fraction of what you made before. And maybe it's not my fault specifically, but I want to be here to help you get back, not just to that point, but beyond that point. I want you to be better than the person you were before. From a mental standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from a health standpoint. If you want to say from a public relations standpoint with how you appear online. Chantal, I don't think you're going to find much disagreement in this community, if we're honest with ourselves, that Salah, at least from the outside, hasn't done any of those things. Your revert status hasn't done any of those things. You can sit here and show us, yet again, you're all in on this relationship. Everything that you have is put in one basket. It's the relationship you present on YouTube. Chantal, I don't care what we're talking about. Whether we're talking about you being in Canada, whether you're talking about being in Kuwait, whether you're talking to me about Thailand, whether you're talking about being in Antarctica, it really doesn't matter. It is never good for someone to not have a backup plan. And the more you put these posts out, the more you say, I need a break. Goodbye. We know nothing. Chantal, listen, there's a lot we know, okay? And I've said it already in this video, but I'm going to say it again. Because I feel like, at least in this space here, we can relate to each other. You may dislike me, and that's okay. You can think that I dislike you, and that's just fine. But in this moment, you have to understand that we have a common ground. In that this platform gives us the unlimited ability to create income for ourselves. not just for ourselves, but for our families, for our future, in a way that nothing else can. For years, right, I've worked a job. My job has set hours. I can't come to my boss and say, hey, I really need an extra $500 this month, and I'm just going to have to work unlimited hours until I get that. I can, however, sit down on this platform and say, listen, I need extra money this month, and find out a way to create content that allows me to do that. If you don't understand the power of that gift, the power of the people that watch you, that watch me, that watch others in this community, then Chantal, you again need to sit down with whoever it is in your life, your family, your partner, your pets, Pete's, I don't care. But you need to sit down with someone and say, listen, I have an incredible privilege in front of me, and I am literally wasting it away every single day. I'm blaming everyone else for my problems. I'm destroying my health. I'm destroying my reputation. And I'm, quite frankly, losing control in a way that isn't even entertaining anymore because people are leaving. You know, Chantal, it used to be fun. I said that 2 videos ago. It used to be fun when you put up a post about how much you missed chicken sandwiches and Burger King responded that you were hungry. These messages, 5, 6, 7 posts in 30 minutes, begging for people to give you money, telling people you're leaving, telling people to leave if they don't like that, assuming why people don't like you when it's not even the reason people dislike you. That's not fun anymore, Chantal. That's why people are leaving. It's not about reinventing yourself as everyday Miriam. It's not about growing out of Foodie Beauty. It's about the traits that you are displaying and how desperate it appears. Yes, it is boring to a degree to sit there and watch someone eat the same foods every single day. Yes, it is monotonous to hear someone come online with the same projections, the same disillusions, the same, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on my diet. I'm going to have my whole faith revert. I'm going to exercise every single day. I'm going to lose 200 pounds. I'm going to do all these great things and then never do them, but have every opportunity to do them. Chantal, if you didn't understand, the tone of this video is not meant to make you feel bad about yourself. It's trying to empower you. It's trying to show you. You know, you sit there and you tell everyone else that without your channel, we have nothing. But the reality is, without your channel, it's you that has the least. I'm going to leave you with the top comments from the last video. I appreciate you guys so much for all the support. I can't thank you enough. These numbers are mind-boggling to me. These numbers aren't even something I thought of when I started this channel. I didn't know numbers like that in this community were even possible. But you guys find a way to literally make me look at my analytics almost every single day and be truly appreciative for how much you watch my content. I can confidently tell you that there has been a meaningful amount of time where I haven't had a video under 1,000 likes. I haven't had a video under 300 comments. And remove Girl World from the equation. That's what any creator in any space, in any realm wants. Because when you have that, you know that people care about your content. They appreciate your message. And no matter what you're talking about, they're willing to come there and engage with you every single day. I appreciate you watching this. I'll be back as soon as I can with more commentary.